Welcome to Raising Thriving Families. And today we're going to be having a conversation that I think so many of us, I'll say that for myself, that we need right now because this is a time of parenting where there is so much information, like too much information, too much advice. And honestly, there's a lot of pressure for parents, and I'll speak for myself, to get it right, like what's right, right? And so we can feel like sometimes all this information, as well intended as they are, they can leave us feeling a lot more disconnected from ourselves instead of actually feeling more confident. So today I'm so excited to share that my guest and speaker, Karen, um, hi, I'm gonna get her to introduce herself, but she is a parent educator, a parent coach, and she's a mom of two young adults who are now 22 and 24. Right, Karen? Okay.
Correct.
And I am very excited to start this conversation with her because she has both a professional insight and a lived personal experience as a mother who parented before social media, before influencers, and before parenting content was everywhere. So I'm going to let Carrie introduce herself a little bit, and then we're going to go into our topic for today. Go ahead, Karen. Welcome.
Thank you. It's so exciting to be here together. We've talked about this for a while and we finally get to meet and chat to everybody. So thanks for introducing me. I'm Karen Coyle from Village Parents, and I am a mom of two wonderful young adults. And I've been working as a coach for the past 6 years and working in child welfare for 35 years.
Wow.
And yeah, it's been a journey, and I can't believe it's been 35 years, honestly. I still feel like I just started because there's
Yeah.
so much to learn and so much to grow from in these, times where children and families just look different than they did 30 years ago. So do you have to really adjust and be there the way that our children need us to be there. So my kids are way different there today than they were when they were growing up. And I'm so happy to have this conversation with you today, Lena.
That's beautiful. Thanks, Karen. I can't believe it's been a long time. You've been in the parenting and child welfare for a long, long time.
Yes, it
I
was
didn't
always
realize it's been 35
my
years. It's amazing. Which is wow. And I will love, like, we're just gonna get started. Today we're gonna be talking about what does it mean to trust yourself when it's
mm,
in a sea of parenting experts. And I love to start this conversation by asking you, Karen, like, what feels most different to you about parenting culture now compared to when your kids were little?
mm.
Like, what
I love
feels
that
most different?
question.
Yeah.
So different. In my 20s, I didn't have social media and I didn't have like quick access to information like we do today with our phones or, AI, all the communities that live online. I was someone that was looking for my people because,
Mm.
your family and your friends, they're all parenting experts.
Yes.
Which I didn't always
Yes.
resonate with. I resonated with a lot. I was looking for someone that, or some people, some parents, some wise humans that were resonating with the values that I had for my family, the visions that I had for my families, the way I wanted to raise kids.
Mm.
So I had to go in my community and really look closely. And it was a journey because when you're looking out for the people that are sharing values, it's a little more physical, more presence, more in person. And
Yeah.
although we can do research, you can't really find people unless you go put yourself out there. So
Yeah.
for me, the important thing in those days with small children was to find activities that I thought I may find people with similar values. And it was trial
Mm.
and error, trial and error. And today,
Right.
it's a little easier in terms of social media in that aspect.
Yeah. Yeah. So just to piggyback on that question, I'm also
Yeah.
wondering, That is so true. Like I have younger kids. My kids are 4 and 7, and I'm parenting in the world of social media, right? So much information. And I'm wondering for you back then when you were a mother, a young mother, what do you notice like just looking back then and the parenting space we have now? What do you notice parents that are, carrying like today that maybe wasn't as present before? Like what do you notice that they are carrying it today that maybe back when you were in your 20s being a young mother that you didn't have that burden?
Oh, that's a good question. Like all your questions are. I I think the burden was um there's today there's just too much information and
Right.
you're questioning yourself a little bit more in terms of what do I connect with?
Mm.
And because there's so much information, it can become overwhelming. And I don't know, oh, sorry about that. Forgot to turn my phone off. Um, because of that information access, I don't know about you, but I kind of shut down. I'm like, oh, it's too much. I'm going to get back to it later.
Yeah.
Whereas in my day, I didn't really, I was looking for information. I was looking for people that want to do the same types of activities and raise kids the same way I wanted to. So my doubt came more about, you know, my reaction to families and friends tell me what to do, or I'm
Mm.
too picky, or I'm,
Mm.
like criticizing, without them meaning to criticize, of course, because I think people are they mean well.
Yeah.
So it was more feeling confident with my own like standards that I create for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you can find a lot of people that share your values
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, who do I want to invest time with? So it's
Mm.
kind of like two ends of both worlds. Like what is not enough? Are you searching really hard? And then the other one is just overwhelming and is like, oh, I
Mm.
need to take a step back and really ground myself and see where I want to invest my time because you can lose yourself
Oh, that's such an interesting perspective. So
in
what I'm
just trying to
hearing is back then when you were a young mother, there wasn't enough and you were like, oh, trying to find more information that may not necessarily be available to you back then.
yeah.
And now it's like the other end of the spectrum where there's too much. And then now is like, who do I go? Who can I trust? So it's like, oh, that's a very interesting perspective. As a parent myself of younger kids, I am currently in that space that you were talking about, where I felt like there are like 1,000 voices telling us what we should be doing, what we should not be
Mhm.
doing. Yeah. So, and I think something that you and I both care really deeply about is how can we help parents feel supported without
Yes.
making them feel that they need to depend on someone else who have all the answers, right?
Oh, Lena, I just got shivers. I love that. That's
Yeah.
exactly
And
what I
so I am wondering for you too. I mean, I have my own answers, but I love to hear from you. Like, in your
say.
opinion, what is the difference between someone who's guiding you and someone who's positioning themselves as like the authority of your family? Because they're quite different. Like the parenting guide versus parenting guru. I guess that's what I want to ask.
Uh, well, I think we're our own parenting guru. I think guru is a word I'm uncomfortable with.
Mm,
For many different reasons, and that belongs to me. It doesn't have to belong to the majority out there. I think we're our own specialists.
absolutely, yes.
And
Yeah.
I think I'm not sure if I'm answering your question, but I'll tell you what's coming up for me.
Yeah, yes.
Is, we know our kids best and they live with us. And we're making mistakes with them and we're becoming ourselves in their presence and we're learning from them. Like it's all about us and them in our own, environment.
Yeah,
So I think what I've learned and still learning, because I still have a lot to learn,
yeah,
is to not overthink it, do it. And if you make a mistake, then, repair it. And all
Yes.
the information out there is a bonus.
Mm,
And
mm.
you're using it as a bonus so that it can resonate with the life you're trying to create. You're working on creating, that you're developing with your
Yeah.
family as a leader. And
Yeah.
I know some things come naturally to us, and less to others. And that's okay because that's true for other people as well. Like we're
Mm.
always in the middle somewhere. We know more than some and less than others. And I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
that if we give each other grace, ourselves grace, and just be in an environment where you get high fives just for showing up, um, yeah, I think that we're our own guru and we're responsible to make sure that we grow in the direction that we're planning on,
Oh,
and
I love this.
kind of like adjust our road as we go, adjust the map.
Yeah, I love this, Karen. Something I always tell my clients, and I'm sure you do too, is that they are the experts of their home and that we don't have all the answers because you're right. I don't live with my clients and their families. I don't know the dynamics. I don't live in it, right? I can hear it, I can understand it, but I'm not in the mucky, murky waters.
And the
And
messiness.
so I'm not in the messiness, right? I don't know the temperament, all of that stuff. And parents really they are the expert, and you and I were simply guide. And I love that piece of like, as the gurus of your family, the parents get to choose who they want in their support team to be
Mm.
their guide, not to be their teacher, but more like to be their guide because they are the teacher, they are the expert. And I love that theme of what you just said, like no one knows your child and no one knows your family better than yourself.
Yeah, no
Oh,
one knows you better than you. You know,
absolutely.
you can
Yes.
have people to help you guide your own North Star. Your
Mm,
North Star is yours, and nobody can
mm,
give you that or teach you that. That's
mm.
our own responsibility to tune into.
Yeah, I hear so much like anchoredness, even as you're giving this
Mhm.
beautiful insight. Yeah, I love it. And I wanted to just kind of also consider this other piece. And one thing I've been also thinking about from this conversation about trusting ourselves.
Mm.
When you are like consumed by never-ending information,
Yeah. Yes, I
right?
do.
It is so easy to override our own wisdom.
Mm.
And
Yes.
so I'm wondering for you, now thinking back when you were a mother and now as a mother of older children, what does it mean for you to trust your own parenting instincts and wisdom?
Oh, Lena, so many thoughts are coming. I love that invitation. Um, I think that when somebody says, "Oh, I'm using my own gut feelings," like my gut,
Yeah, yes.
you know,
Yeah.
I am a big follower of that. I trust that, and I test it all the time. It's like I'm gonna call this a gut instinct, and I'm gonna follow through with it, and then I'm gonna, you know, as I got to be a wiser parent throughout the years, and still, growing, I've been able to measure that for myself,
Mm,
and
mm,
I trust it, even when I have doubts, and even when I'm like, oh, the information, the logic isn't matching what my gut is saying. And I'm
mhm,
like, oh, I'm still gonna go for it because I think your body knows you, your body knows you. And I think it helps you make these decisions. Like, yeah, that makes sense. But is it
mm,
really for you? You may not want to go in that direction, even when
mm.
all logic says to go into
Right,
that.
yeah.
So when I coach and when I help young people or whoever I have the privilege to be in the same room with, talking about issues about
Mm,
life and parenting and growing up, I always say to them, my first thing is, if what I'm saying doesn't resonate, let it go, because
yeah.
I'm just sharing what is coming up. It doesn't mean it's aligned with you. And maybe we
Yes.
can talk about why it's not aligning for you. And then
Yeah.
that'll give us an idea where we need to go to. But I'm always encouraging people to listen to themselves because they're
Mm.
their own GPS. They're their
Yes.
own.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I hear you, and I'm gonna share something as I was hearing you share. I remind myself of that time when my firstborn was a lot younger and he was a toddler. And at that time, everybody was talking about timeouts,
Get timeouts, yeah. Of
right? And I did it. I did it. And I
course, we all did it,
hated
I think.
I hated it. So I'll just say
When
I think
goes against everything in our bodies.
yeah, it was like when you're talking about trusting your body's wisdom, that was it for me. It was like I did it. I did what the experts tell me to do, and I
Right?
hated every moment of it. And then after that one time I never do it again. It's almost like my body is saying, "No, this should not feel this way. I should not be feeling this way." Like ridden with guilt and maybe a little bit, even a little bit of shame of letting my kid cry alone in the room and not yeah. And yeah, for me that was, I mean, that's a story for another day, but that was my experience of what it means to trust my own body's wisdom versus just reading some articles that somebody wrote about timeouts without actually fully understanding the
Mm,
parameters of what it means to do a proper timeout, because there are some really pretty strict guidelines that I had no idea when I was raising a toddler. So I love
yeah,
that piece about like that gut. And I recently read an article about how the gut actually sends a lot of information to the brain, way more than the heart. And I can't remember where that resource is, but I'm
yes,
going to find it. But what I wanted to pick out from this piece is I love what you're saying, because what we're saying here is that parenting isn't just only the brain. You can't just parent with like your intellect, right? Our bodies are constantly picking up information about
yes,
what it means to be safe,
yeah,
what it means to be connecting with another little human or another person for that matter, and what does it mean to connect in our families. And it goes way more than what just our brain is telling us. That's what I'm hearing in this question here and your insight.
yes, and I love how you like yeah reframe that, not reframed it, but reflected on that
Yeah.
because I think it's just basic respect,
Yeah.
for yourself and for the people you have the honor to be in their presence. And
Mm.
I think that it's really important. We believe in what we believed.
Mm-hmm.
People that do timeouts believe in it, and that
Mm-hmm.
may work for their families. If
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't, that's okay too.
Yeah.
And let's talk about what would work. I think
Yeah.
it's really respectful as humans in general, not just as a parent towards their child, to be able to tune in with ourselves so that we can be respectful to the way the other person has their vision. They've
Yes.
taken a lot of time to tune in and try to and work on a vision for what they look like as a leader and what their
Mm.
family looks like, so that in
Yeah.
20 years down the road they'll be proud of what they've built rather
Yes.
than feeling shame and guilt like, oh, I
Yeah.
should have done this or I should have done that. So I think that that's what's really important to look for.
Yeah. The
And
long-term vision.
yeah, the long-term vision and also the inner guidance and recharging yourself so that you stay clear of the vision you
Mm.
created for yourself.
That's so beautiful. What I'm hearing is like this theme of like, parenting or life. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon, particularly in parenting.
Yeah.
Right? We're not supposed to get it all right in a very short amount. It's like a long-term thing. Like what is it that I want to achieve at the end of it? How do I get there little by little? You don't have to have all the answers right now. And I
Yes.
love that.
Love
Yeah, and
that.
that
Yeah.
that that theme of you're really not meant to be doing this alone,
No.
right?
You
Yeah.
your village.
It's
You
a
need your
yeah.
village. How to, yeah. I just resonate so much with that because a lot of people try to do it alone, thinking, you know, well, there's a lot of thoughts out there. Nobody
Yes.
thinks like me. I'll never find somebody that wants to do it this way. I'm being told so many things,
Yeah.
and none
Yeah.
of it is resonating. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do it on my own, and
Yes.
then that's we lose ourselves in those those moments.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of thinking too, like, as a mother of younger kids, I often, and also a parent coach, right, and a parent educator, I often ask myself, what does it mean to have a parenting space that
Mm,
feels supportive for me, right? Like you said, whenever we talk about, I remember whenever I go to the playground and talk to other parents, right? Everybody just want to talk about their kids, which I get.
yeah,
I mean, I talk about my kids all the time too, but
of course.
we're always like focusing so much on the children. Oh, are they eating well? Are they playing well? What grade they're in? What do they like? What do they play? Like, it's all about our children.
Hmm.
And I remember, oh, wow, there wasn't a lot of questions that was directed to the parents. How are you feeling? How has parenting been for you?
Lena, I
Right?
love
Like,
that insight. Yes,
yeah. And like, for,
rarely are those questions brought up. Yeah.
yeah. And it's kind of makes me kind of keep thinking over and over again, like, how does, how does it mean let me rephrase that. What does a healthy support actually look like for parents? We're talking about parents now. We're not talking about kids. What would a healthy support look like for parents, whether it's moms, dads, grandparents, whoever is doing the caregiving piece?
Mm,
In your opinion, what does a healthy support actually look like?
Lena, I think we can sum it up by saying going out there and finding your village so that when you need to recharge, you can do it safely and effortlessly.
Oh, effortlessly. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, yes, yes.
Right? You don't have to worry about
Yeah.
what the people are going to be thinking or saying. Oftentimes, my best recharge moments, and I think you know this because we're part of the same village. My best recharge moments are when I can just come into a space,
Mm,
say what I need to say, not worry about how I say it,
mm,
and know that I won't be judged because I'm just having a moment where I need to unload. And unloading doesn't mean anything else but you're just unloading and then we're going to, get
yeah.
clarity from it.
Yes.
We're doing it safely, we're not being judged, and we're not going to be given advice or people are not
Mm,
going to try to solve the problem for me because I'm not necessarily trying to solve a problem. I'm just needing to unload.
mm,
And then once that
yeah.
is done in a space where all of these treasures and gifts are being given and offered to me, you automatically feel better because you put down your backpack full of rocks
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
you're
Yeah.
feeling a lot lighter. And
Yeah.
just that moment without having figured out what to do or how to do it uh, doesn't seem so heavy anymore.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. What I'm hearing is that parenting is a deeply personal
Journey.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah.
like nobody can do it for you. And
Mm.
it's what I'm hearing is it's about you. Like this piece, this need for like I just want that space where I can just unload without feeling like yucky about unloading it and finding that
Good one.
space, right, to unload it and know that I'm being held. And that's such a personal thing. It's not been about being my it's not really about my children about anymore. It's really about me and having that support is what is healthy, is what I'm hearing.
Healthy and necessary.
Yeah,
I I,
oh
I
yes,
think
necessary. Mm.
that I think if you go this analogy, you probably heard this one before. When you prepare to go on a trip, you're not going to start off your journey with an empty gas tank.
Yes.
And along the journey, you're going to need to fill up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're going to need to fuel
Mm-hmm.
and eat and rest and stretch and that kind
Mm.
of stuff. And I think that we probably miss that piece in
Yeah,
our parenting journey more so than all the other ones.
yeah.
It doesn't seem as difficult to know how the brain works at 3 years old compared to how to take care of myself so that I can be the parent I want to be.
Absolutely.
Often learn the selfishness, right?
Yeah. Yes, I used to think self-care is selfish, not anymore, but absolutely right.
Mhm.
I focus on my self-care because I have young kids who depend a lot on me, and I've come to realize that taking care of myself is necessary. I love that word that you use. It's necessary.
Mhm.
Thank you, Karen. And we're gonna start closing up for our time. And I want to hear if there is one thing from the past 27 minutes we've chatted, if there's one thing that you hope parents would, while listening in, will take with them today from our conversation, what would that be?
Oh, I love that. Okay, I think that if there's one thing parents and caregivers that are listening today can take from our time together is find that village.
Hmm.
Spend time to find someone where you feel completely safe to unload with and recharge.
Hmm. Yes. That's so beautiful. Thanks.
Everything else will fall into place.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I feel like I needed to hear that.
We do,
Yeah.
all of us do on a
Yeah.
consistent basis, right? And that's what your village is going to do for you. Remind
Hmm.
you when you need to be reminded.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask you a follow-up question, which I'm gonna
Okay.
ask every guest speaker who comes on this channel is, in your own words, what does it mean for you to raise a thriving family?
A, a caregiver leader that values self-care.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's a great way to role model it for the future generations.
Oh, I haven't even thought about it that way, but wow, yeah, you are so right. Yes. Oh, thank you, Karen, for being here.
Lena, what a
Yes.
privilege. Thank
Thank
you.
you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yes, we'll talk soon. And if you are listening in and you are curious to hear about Karen's work, I'm going to put her link in the description. Feel free to reach out. And yeah, what a wonderful space to talk about this today, this morning. All right. Thank you for
Thanks, Lena.
listening in. All
Thanks,
right.
everyone.
Bye. Thank
Bye.
you.